Hello there, world of tankers. I'm Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be playing in the Object 704. This is the Tier 9 Russian tank destroyer that leads onto the Object 268. And you'll notice, hey, that is not the Tier 10 gun mounted on this tank. And yes, you would be correct. If you found your way all the way down at Tier 7, you would look at your SU-152. And notice, hey, these guns look strikingly similar. And that's because they are the exact same gun. The same 152mm that goes through the SU-152, then onto the ISU-152 stock, and then onto the Object 704. So in today's video, we're going to be sort of assuming that if you got your ISU, you just completely skipped the BL-10, which I wouldn't suggest doing, but let's say you skipped it, and when you went straight up the line, already have the 122D25 unlocked, and you got the Object 704, well, you'd be sticking with your stock 152mm gun, and, well, yeah, we're going to be testing it out in today's video to see how bad or good it truly is in the game. So, comparing it to your BL-10 that you can run on the Object 704, there's literally not one advantage. You've less premium pen, less standard pen, less high explosive penetration, you've less damage per minute. The only thing you have better on is weight. The tank's a little bit faster because it's a much smaller gun, and at the same time, your tank has 0.1 seconds better aiming time, which, yeah, that doesn't really change anything. So we're going to see how that does work. My caps lock is always on. So I hope you guys do enjoy this content. As always, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below if you do enjoy it. But let's get straight into this video. So this tank has 275mm of heat penetration, which is a pretty solid amount. Now, it's definitely nothing compared to like the 340 or whatever the heck the premium is on the other gun, but it still is a pretty solid amount. You're going to be able to penetrate pretty much all tier 10 opponents you are going up against. Not sure why that E5 was still staying there, judging that the mouse was spotted, but I'm going to be pushing in as quickly as possible. I kind of feel bad for that mouse. Sometimes when your teammates do push to the medium side, what are you supposed to do in a very slow, heavily armored German vehicle like that? Yeah, not much. So here we are. Ooh, we got that Vickers light, but right now I want to try and get that mouse. What, we have a 4005. How fun. Now, is this guy AFK? No, it does appear that he is not AFK. So we're going to back up here. I don't know why that 4005 is just sort of staying there, but we're going to see if we can get the guy here. We're going to go pop up right behind him, and do you like high explosive? I see you do. Okay, so we got a pretty nice HE right into the FE 4005. Looks like he's going to shoot me, but my E5 is going to take care of him. We've got the Sheridan all the way across the map. And you know what? Let's get that AMX 30. Oof. You can see that this gun is not the most accurate. I really wanted that shell to connect, but sometimes my luck is not necessarily the best. So let's try again here. No, we're not going to be able to get you. So we have the we have that M pattern there. Come on, AMX, please back up and fire. There we go, 862 damage with our second shell. So that Patton, of course, was AFK, which is meaning thank you very much for being AFK. We got the Sheridan pushing quite aggressive, it looks, on this 50B, who, if he gets behind him here, we're going to get a nice HE shell right in the butt. But it doesn't look like that that Sheridan is going to be pushing super aggressive. So let's just get another HE shell into that Patton, finishing him off. Next up, we have the Sheridan here. I would love to finish off the Sheridan at 1,850 damage. But yeah, it would really make my day if I could pop up behind the Sheridan and just ruin the guy's day. So let's see if we can do exactly that. Let's see if we can pop up right behind the Sheridan. And, well, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting out an HE anytime soon. Although we did. I'm very surprised that penned. But hey, that is the charm of the 704, I guess. So, Russian bias is working very well right now. We've got the Patton pulling up behind us here, which is a problem for me. I can say that. So, ooh, you got taken out. And you know what? If we're going to die, let's try and pen this Patton. Oof. Back up, the backup, we might survive. We have a chance here. We have a very small chance, but we actually might survive this. So, yes, we actually are not dead yet. Let's load a high explosive shell, and, yeah, I'm going to back up. Ah, we did die. But I can say that the 704 did a better job than I expected it to. I should have fired a heat shell at that Patton, but I was trying to thank my lucky stars there, hoping that it would penetrate. But it looks like our team is going to come out with a victory in the end. With the wonderful power of editing, we did make it straight back into the garage, and as you can see for that first game, 2,756 damage is actually quite impressive when you do think, again, we were running a stock gun. Now, we were shooting at, I can say, some of the easier opponents. We had very easy opponents to be able to penetrate, as well we had the rear of that patent, but overall it really wasn't that bad. And in fact, if I had fired a heat shell at that M48 patent, which I should have, we would have easily broken 3,000 damage. I was just praying that it would penetrate, because it was looking a little bit hazy there. So here we go, one last game, again a tier 10 match, and this is also a pretty tough one, up against some heavily armored heavy tanks. I guess that kind of says it in the name, but E5, E75, maybe we'll get some of our vengeance back into that patent there. We got as well the Mowry, which, normally doesn't have the most armor, but again, my gun only has 140 millimeters of standard pen. So this game, unless I'm going up against that Leopard or... Yeah, pretty much the Leopard. Maybe, well, the Batchat I'd probably shoot high explosive at, but other than the Leopard and the Batchat, every other tank I'm most likely going to have to use heat shells to penetrate. So yeah, not necessarily the best, but this is kind of what the T-49 would be like, honestly, in a tier 10 scenario. If you kind of gave the Sheridan heat shells, I guess this is what it'd be kind of like. So here we go, let's push into this position, see how it does work. Always want to be a little bit calm at the beginning of the game, see if the enemy team's pushing medium route or heavy route. There we go, have some medium tanks spotted already, and as well we have some heavy tanks. So, yeah, that's kind of a mixed thing right there. I would have loved to have gotten a shell into that E75. We got the 57 right there, who, I guess, there goes our first heat shell of the game, because we would not have penned that guy without a heat shell. But we did pen him, so I can't complain, and that was our first shell already into the enemy tank. So we have the Batchat, who maybe is going to make a mistake here. I would love if that... I was praying that we would be able to get that out. No, come on, 704. He was right out in the open, and it just did not want to connect. Sometimes I get really sad when that doesn't work out, but you know what? We might have a second chance here. We've got that Leopard, and I would love for that Leopard and maybe the Batchat to pull out here. Come on. Yes, there we go. 929 damage into the side of that poor Batchat. Already pulling out 1,400 damage in this game, and once again, the 704 is pulling out the damage here. It's doing quite a good job. So it looks like our team is doing a pretty decent job over there dealing with the mediums and stuff. So I think I'm now going to transition towards over the heavy tanks, because these guys are struggling quite a bit. Our Super Conqueror, we do have a full health VK, but yeah, our team is definitely struggling, at least in my opinion, over on the heavy side. So we have that Mowry, who's right there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a shell into that guy. But main target right now is like the 57 heavy, so let's see if we can get a shell into you. Yes, we did get the shell in, but this is going to hurt me quite a bit more. But that Mowry, yeah, this is going to hurt me a lot. Yep, there went 1,200 HP. But there's really nothing I can do about it, because at the same time we have that Mowry pushing out, who I'm going to try and slam a shell into. Let's see if we can do that. There we go, and we bounced a shell with our gun mantlet, because, good old 704 luck there. Now let's back up, and hopefully quick enough. There we go. Come on, back up. Get off that Rebel, please. There we go. Okay, we did get off the Rebel, just quick enough, too, that I think we're going to be able to get out of that death pit. There we go. So we did lose quite a bit of health, just from a singular T57 heavy, but at the same time, we still are alive, which is always a benefit over a negative. And we might be able to get another shell out here. So we have the E5, who I'm not going to be able to hit. Yeah, I'm going to back up. That guy looks like he wants to slam a shell straight through our roof there. So I'm going to try and sort of pull up to the side here. That way we can safely maybe get a shell in. But at the same time, I don't really know about that because, yeah, you got the 57 and we got that E5 right there as well. So I'm going to back up. I don't want to be hit by that E5. Not right now, at least. So, this is just really, really tense on what I want to do. I'm going to wait for the 57, I think. I think if he pulls around this corner here, we might be able to snap him. And we do have a chance for a Maxwell to come out, but it looks like my team is not doing the best right now, which is not really too shabby for me right now. But I'm just going to wait. Patience is key, as we all do know. And I'm not really sure what to do other than wait. So we've got the E5, who's pulling out to the side. I'm going to wait for him to pull up. There we go. So the E5 pulled up, but once again, I have been spotted, which means that 57 is still probably waiting for me. And the issue is I can't really move. I'm kind of just stuck here, which makes sense. But, yeah, I'm pretty much stuck here. And, yeah, that is kind of an issue for me. So we've got the E5, who's looking like he's turning around, which is not good for me because, yeah, my teammate just kind of fell apart once again, and all I have left is that AMX. The 57 still not pulling out. Oof, there we go. So the 57 did finish me off. Good on the 57. So this was one victory and one defeat, but in my opinion, it actually worked pretty well on running the tank stock. If you were running this tank stock, I don't think it's that bad of an option. How much damage did we get out this game? We got out 2,500. In fact, we finished second on the team. We did better than actually about 4 tier 10 vehicles that all had top tier guns, and that kind of shows you that, you know what, the gun might not be the best, it might not have the greatest DPM, but it still is about 2,800 damage per minute, which is very, very impressive, especially for a tier 7 gun. You have great heat penetration, your high explosive still does 960 damage, so I actually don't think that this is a hard stock grind. I think that this is doable, and I think that if you're a good player, you can easily get through these grinds. Maybe even an average player, you could run this tank stock and get to the 268 pretty easily, other than going for that BL10 right off the bat. But at the same time, there's no point of skipping the gun on the ISU because you're literally going to get it either way on your object 704. So you're just skipping a gun that you're going to get either way, making your experience, I guess, worse on the ISU. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But this was a Make Me Suffer video, so I hope you guys did enjoy it. But other than that, make sure to slap that subscribe button down below, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.